Ever feel like the world is just piling it on? You're not the first, and you certainly won't be the last. Consider the life of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor often seen as the embodiment of Stoic wisdom. He experienced the loss of far too many children. Imagine the unbearable grief, not once, but multiple times over. His reign was marked by the devastating Antonine Plague, which swept through the empire, killing millions. He wasn't governing in peaceful times. He spent years on the harsh frontiers, leading legions against relentless enemies during the Marcomannic Wars. He saw firsthand the horrors of conflict, the cost in human lives, the constant threat to the stability he fought so hard to maintain. On top of the external chaos, he faced betrayal from those he should have been able to trust the most, like the revolt of his general Avidius Cassius. Imagine the sting of knowing someone you relied upon sought to usurp you. He was constantly surrounded by individuals driven by corruption, hampered by incompetence, or fueled by an unceasing, naked ambition, perhaps even seeing troubling signs in his own son, Commodus. It's easy to see why some critics might misinterpret his writings, his famous meditations, as merely gloomy or negative. But that misses the point. He wasn't just philosophizing about hardship, he was living it day in and day out. He was unquestionably suffering, worn out, and deeply frustrated by the weight of his responsibilities and the imperfections of the world around him. This was a man who, quite naturally, sometimes felt utterly weary of existence, a profound fatigue that many of us can recognize in our own challenging moments. Yet here's where it gets truly compelling. Even though suicide held a recognized place in the history of Stoicism, seen by some as a final act of preserving one's rational integrity when virtue was no longer possible, and was certainly more accepted within Roman society than in many cultures today, Marcus did not choose that path. Think about that choice. He had the philosophical framework, the societal context, perhaps even ample reason given his burdens, but he refused it. He didn't point fingers at fate, the gods, or the people who failed him. He didn't fester in bitterness about the difficult circumstances he faced or the painful decisions he was forced to make. Instead, he kept moving forward. He demonstrated incredible resilience. He found practical ways to cope, seeking comfort and clarity in physical exertion, perhaps the rigor of military camp life or other activities, and immersing himself in his demanding work as emperor. As we've touched upon recently, he made a conscious, deliberate effort to focus on the beauty that persisted even amidst life's harsh realities. Maybe it was the loyalty of a soldier, the logic of geometry, the changing of the seasons, or the simple fact of the sunrise each morning. He actively searched for the good, the true, the beautiful, however small. And crucially, he was courageous enough to seek support. This wasn't necessarily about admitting weakness in a modern therapeutic sense, but about leaning on the wisdom of philosophy, reflecting on the teachings of Epictetus and others, and engaging his own rational mind as his guide and counselor, as we have also talked about. Marcus Aurelius didn't just passively manage to get out of bed every morning. He actively compelled himself to do so, often rising early before the demands of the day crowded in. Within the very private pages of his meditations, never intended for publication, which makes them even more powerful, he reminded himself, again and again, of his fundamental purpose on this earth. He reflected on what his own nature, as a rational and social being, required of him. He focused intently on his duty to his people, to the empire, to the cosmos itself. He carried on, pushing through the pain and exhaustion, and in that very struggle, he discovered solace, profound meaning, and even moments of deep, quiet joy rooted in fulfilling his role virtuously. Now reflect on your own life. Regardless of who you are, what title you hold, or the specific challenges you face right now, whether they feel monumental or mundane, the same potential for strength resides within you. Deep within yourself, Marcus Aurelius would gently point out, there exists a sanctuary of inner peace, an inner citadel, as the Stoics called it, that you can retreat to whenever you choose. This isn't about ignoring problems, but about finding a core of stability within yourself that external events cannot touch. It's absolutely all right to feel tired, overwhelmed, or frustrated. Those feelings are understandable and perfectly normal reactions to life's difficulties. The key is not to let them define you or paralyze you. Acknowledge the feeling, but then consciously choose your response. Make use of the resources available to you, your reason, your character, your support systems, the wisdom of those who came before. Most of all, whatever you're going through, stick around. Endure. Find your purpose, even if it's just for today. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your responses. I hope this reflection on Marcus Aurelius offered some perspective or perhaps a bit of strength. If it resonated with you, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Let me know your own thoughts or challenges in the comments below. Sharing helps us all. And definitely stay tuned, because we've got some more very interesting explorations of wisdom like this coming up right here on the channel. You won't want to miss them.